Good morning, Exchangers. I spent the early part of this morning sitting at a coffee shop and beginning to review your check-ins and articles. So that's what you can expect from me today and tomorrow. If you've given me check-in number 1 from last week, I'm glancing at that to get a sense for your process and any places where you guys might feel especially excited or proud, and then also those places where you might feel stuck or like you need to focus. And then I'm hopping onto your articles and leaving a first round of inline comments. I really love my job when this is the task that I get to do. I know it sounds maybe a little strange to you guys, but I love learning about your topics. And I love watching learning and watching process take place and getting to come alongside you. So if you're wondering about the tone of my comments because they're written and not spoken, just assume that they are excited, nerdy, pumped, all good things. And just know that as challenging as a quarter can be, you guys are probably over there like, am I doing it right? I hope I'm caught up enough. I'm in it with you as well, trying to stay caught up, trying to not let even Monday's Canvas shutdown slow me down in my workflow. And what matters is that we get to it. So exact deadlines, remember that they don't matter. The midnight, that doesn't matter. And, if you're a day or two behind, you're probably going to be just fine. But that leads me to my next thing. If you didn't get comments on your source evaluations, it's because I didn't have immediate access and I just have to make some priorities. So I go through, and if I have access, I leave comments, and if I don't, I come back through. So after I do all my commenting on the articles, I'll go back through and try to leave comments on source evals if you didn't get those. And then when it comes time for check-ins, I'll do the same thing. If you didn't have your check-ins submitted, I will leave comments on you for the next round. So that's kind of what's going on my end, but let's talk through the ideal rhythm for the week. Would be that you are continuing to chip away at expanding. This week, pick an actual resource, ethos, pathos, and logos, to guide you through your expansion activities a little bit. If you work on the pathos activity, that's where you're going to get guidance on how to craft a 2-paragraph introduction, which is really common and helpful with longer compositions. So that's just something to keep in mind. Ethos will provide you with even more support with your signal phrases and lenses and expertise and credibility within your article and argument. And logos kind of does the same. It might guide you to pull forth some research that's missing or some counter arguments that might be missing. And you guys can just kind of sense what you need for yourselves, or do eeny, meeny, miny, mo. It doesn't matter. However you choose. But try to get that done by Tuesday, by midnight, or Wednesday morning, just in case I'm able to get in there and do my next round. That said, it's unlikely I'll start that Wednesday morning, so if you need another day or two, you're going to be fine. And then by Thursday, let's complete at least 7 source evaluations. If you're behind on that, I think 5 would be reasonable, but I think if you're not at 5, you should start, prioritizing getting that a little bit further along. And make sure you're listening to my voice comments for that. I think last week I left you guys a pretty lengthy video giving you comments that are general that I tend to put on every single person's document. So you might just watch that video if you don't have comments from me yet that are specific to you, because I bet my comments there apply. And then by Sunday, post 2 reviews, which is 6 total. And the earlier you do that, the better. But again, if you're at 5 instead of 6, for now, you're going to be fine. I haven't gone in and tallied those up yet because I'm just kind of trusting that you guys are doing those or getting to them soon. And I want to focus on the places where I need to leave comments first. I'll give you credit for the reviews soon enough. So that's it for the week. I'll remind you guys too that not only am I a resource, not only do you have each other and your review comments to help you kind of guide and facilitate ideas for your process and progress, but the Learning Commons on campus has student tutors which are trained. These students are trained to respond to you as readers. They're going to provide similar types of comments as to what you might get from each other, but they've got some more practice, with providing comments on student writing, and they might be a good place for you to go to get just a second opinion or more ideas or collaborative brainstorming and ideas for research or development, or even rhetorical appeals. And the librarians in the library as well are exceptionally skilled at helping you find great resources, helping you do the source evals, whatever you guys are feeling like you might gain, like you might want a little bit of assistance with in order to gain confidence. You should feel confident and in charge of your own project. And if you don't yet, I hope that by the end of the week, we can get you there. So keep your chin up. Don't let any negative voice inside your head tell you that what you're doing isn't good enough or isn't on the right track, because if you listen to that voice, it might prevent you from just getting through the process to create the product that you really need to then end up with something great by the end of the quarter. One of my favorite authors, writers, says to take that little voice and imagine an actual volume dial and just turn that dial down until your critic is very whispery. Okay? That's my advice to you. Sorry guys, my phone cut me off, but that was the end of the line. I just wanted to say goodbye, have a great week, and be watching your documents for some comments from me. Reach out if you need any extra support.